வரும் வரும். Harini?
Yes, ma'am.
You can start, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Sri Kanika Parameshwari Arts and Science College for Women, situated in state of Tamil Nadu, Chennai.
Harini, your voice is not audible, ma'am.
Ma'am, is my voice audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sri Kanika Parameshwari Arts and Science College for Women, situated in the state of Tamil Nadu, Chennai, organizing a webinar on process of innovation development and technology readiness level and commercialization of lab technologies and tech transfer. Decision aims to educating the budding entrepreneurs on the process of innovation development and technology readiness level and commercialization of lab technologies and tech transfer. Prayer should be the key of the day and the lock of the night. Now I invite Ms. Ipr from third year BSc Computer Science to sing the prayer song.
Shri Ishwari Vasavi Nagarishwari Parameshwari Kamitarthamulichi Bruvamukanyaka Parameshwari Shri Maheshwari Vasavi Nagarishwari Parameshwari Kamitarthamulichi Brahmamukanyaka Parameshwari Devadevi Maheshwari Jagadishwari Bhuvaneshwari Kavavema Muyella Velala Kanyaka Parameshwari Balachandra Kiritadharini Bhavya Sundara Rupini Vaishavamshaya Shobhivardhini Kanyaka Parameshwari Shri Maheshwari Vasavi Nagarishwari Parameshwari Kamitarthamulichi Brahmamukanyaka Parameshwari Kanyaka Parameshwari Kanyaka Parameshwari.
Thank you, Ipr. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all. Now I call Ms. A.P. Pavitra from third year BSc Computer Science to deliver the welcome address.
Jai Vasavi. Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes us great. By Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Good morning and warm welcome to everyone present here. Today, IQAC, IIC, and Department of Computer Science Shift 1 of Sri Kanika Parameshwari Arts and Science College for Women jointly organizing a webinar on process of innovation development and technology readiness level and commercialization of lab technologies and tech transfer. On behalf of management, principal, and vice principal, it's a great privilege and honor to welcome our resource person of the day, Dr. L. Vijayashree ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. And I once again welcome everyone who have gathered in this digital platform and hope you will enjoy and learn through this thought-provoking session. Thank you.
Thank you, Pavitra. Now I call upon Ms. M. N. Shenas from third year BSc Computer Science to introduce our chief guest of the day.
Thank you, Louis. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce our vibrant and enthusiastic resource person of today's session. Dr. L. Vijayashree has completed MBA, MPhil, PhD, NET, and now working as a professor. MBA in Department Head Entrepreneurship Development, Cell, BINMIT, and a Chief coordinator in New Gen IDEC, DST, and GOAL from 2017. She has published 69 international journal papers and international research papers on one Understanding Papers Award in international conference held abroad and in India. She has also published books for ungraduated students in areas of business environment, organizational behavior, strategic management as a chief coordinator, entrepreneurship development, Bitmit. Received many grants as a principal invigilator in Department of Science and Technological Projects. Ms. Vijayashree has developed Mr. Vijayashree has PhD guidance in 3 of the PhD research scholars and awarded doctorate under VUT and 2 of the verge of the submitting her final thesis in the areas of stress, e-governance, change management, leadership and role efficiency and focal of control areas. She was a member of Scientific Technical Committee and editorial board of Arts, Management and Social Science Institute King Kongkong Mongguk University Technology, Thonburi, Thailand, Advocacy Educator, and Muxton, Journal of Law and Legal Studies, USA. Editorial board member in International Journal of Social Science Research, USA. Indian Journal of Entrepreneurship Reviewing Committee in International Journal of Human Resources Management for Technical Journal in CMS Journal of Management, India. She has also conducted management development programs for the government and organizes like Facial Policies in Institute, FKCCI, etc. and various faculty development program in angiology methods to various colleges across India. Ms. Vijayashree has won many awards and recognitions like Gold Aim Award in the Best Innovative Education Leadership, won Achievers Award in a WeLead discipline and of Lions Club, and of Appreciation of Excellence in Youth Services, Best Teacher Award in Associate Levels, Citizens of Teachers from Rotary, Award from Academic Excellence and Leadership Award in ISB and B School, and the Best Reputed Award instituted by the National Entrepreneurship Network. I'm really proud and happy to welcome her amid us. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Shanaz. Without any further delay, we will turn the time over to the chief host. Before we did proceed, if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box.
It's not audible, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Am I audible now? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry for the technical glitch. Good morning, all. Thank you for the opportunity given to speak with the young minds. Thank you, Dr. Sudha and Dr. Maithili, for giving me this opportunity. And I thank wholeheartedly the members of Kanyaka Parameshwari College of Arts and Science and the students who have been here to hear about the entrepreneurship and particularly about the technology transfers and other things. So before I start, I think this is a group of science, arts and science, or basically computer science BSc graduates.
Arts and science and the commerce students, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All are there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll be asking a few questions during the presentations. If you wanted to unmute yourself, you can just unmute and you can just answer me. So that now it becomes a two-way communication instead of me, talking about the topic for you. Hope it is okay with you all and hope it is okay with Sudha as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, I'll just share my presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So today I thought of giving a knowledge about how the innovation technology and other things can be taken to the next level, and they have a lot many things to talk about in commercialization of lab technologies and technology transfers itself. But before going in depth into it, I just wanted to talk about myself. Though they have given elaborate description about me, and thanks to the introducer of mine. I take care of innovations at campus, wherein I convert the students' ideas into prototypes. And then from the prototype, I make them to start of their own, or I protect their ideas in the way of patent, in the way of copyright, in the way of design patents, and so on. So I take care of the entire IPR related things in the campus as well. So if the students, they say that, yes, I have to go and start my own, I help them to start their businesses. And when they are going for upscaling themselves, I handhold them as a mentor or advisor in the campus. And I also connect with them to angel investors, VCs and other people so that they can scale it up. And in case if they wanted to move out for various reasons, like, test marketing and other things, I make them enter into IISc, IIMB and so on, so that their journey is smooth. So this is what I do it in the campus. And before that, I was handling MBA department as head of MBA for 4 years. And then when I got this funding from Department of Science and Technology, this is a 3 crore grant, which I received it from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. So they were able to see the entrepreneurship related activities which is happening in the campus before this grant. And they were very happy that if they are giving the grant to me, they will be able to see some good things with respect to entrepreneurship. So that's the reason they have given us this funding. So probably I think that I'm able to match their needs or the anticipation what they had it on me. That's how I'm able to see that some light is there on the students' project in the campus. This is about me, and NewGen is the funding which I have told. I take care of NewGen also in our campus. So this is about me, and going into it, I heard from Sudha that you are a bunch of students with varied interests, science, commerce, and so on. So let me think about generalized things in entrepreneurship. See, this is the highest level actually. What we are going to talk about today is the highest level of entrepreneurship. When you are going for rating an institute with respect to the entrepreneurship, they will start with how the programs are being done. So that's the initial level of entrepreneurship. So once they are very convinced, the rating agencies about the entrepreneurship related programs, then they will look into other things, like whether the students are able to go for research papers, Once they are able to know about, yes, students are going for the research level, then the next level they want us to move in is about the IPR levels. That is intellectual property rights with respect to patents and other stuffs. So side by side, when they are doing the research, they will be able to bring out the prototypes and other things. So this last level comes into picture is this commercialization of lab technologies. So, but today we are going straight away to the last phase of entrepreneurship. So what I thought was, I'll give you the glimpse about the initial phases here and there, and then move on to the last phases of entrepreneurship. Is that okay, Sudha ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure.
Yeah. So with that, I just wanted to move on. I'll switch off my video because I cannot see my face so much. So I'll just switch off. Okay. So what today's presentation will be talking about is why entrepreneurship is very important in today's world. And also, we are going to see about why students have to take this entrepreneurship as their career instead of getting placed in organizations. So that we are going to see today. And also, I'm going to touch upon the topics of idea generation, opportunity evaluation, business model plan, technology transfers, and also commercialization of lab products. So we'll see one by one. And if you have, and if anybody is opened up your, audio, you can just mute it because I'm able to hear some disturbances. Admin, you can just close everybody's mic.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so today's, before coming into today's scenario, I thought of giving a glimpse about before COVID, how it was, how people were, thinking about how to proceed further on. So by 2020-30, this was the scene before COVID-19. So India had expected, 1 billion labor force, and which is equal to 1 million new entrants per month. This is what the expectations we had before COVID-19. And current job generations, they were thinking that 5.5 million per year in the organized sector jobs will be there. And also 12 million people will be added annually. All this were the predictions before unexpected COVID-19. So India was preparing very, very vigorously towards all these expectations, to meet all these expectations. Now, what happened after COVID? So what are the expectations? What are the predictions they had? It has gone into dusk, and there are many different businesses came into picture. Now, if you see this, this list of 15 is a new business opportunities which is available for the people who wanted to enter into businesses. So online education app, grocery delivery, food delivery, fitness wellness app, and the last one is alternative medicines. So all these are new type of businesses people were thinking about. And, during the COVID, they had a lot of, time to explore themselves and to get into such type of businesses. They found that this is an opportunity available in these areas. And we also know how they
Excuse
have
me, ma'am.
short period of time.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Shenas.
Ma'am, your PPT is not been shared, ma'am. I mean, the
One
next
minute,
slide.
1 minute. Thanks for that information.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now it is available. See?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think I have to increase. Can I show in this form itself? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these are, I was just talking about this job scenario, and then I have moved on to this particular slide wherein the new business scenario I have just highlighted and I have been able to tell you. And let us move on to this Asia scenario. See, this McKinsey's report, though every year they will be able to release, this is the 2020th result, the report which has been published by them, and 2021 is yet to come. This McKinsey's report, what they were able to say is, because it is immediately during the COVID phases, so they said that rethinking social contracts is a must. rethinking social contracts is must means they said that because of the COVID, they said you have to be able to protect the people and organize the response, whatever we are trying to get it. Means individually people able to understand their roles, and the institutions also they should be able to understand their roles. Social contracts, how they are being able to have the linkages, they have to protect it. That's what they wanted to say in this. During the COVID, they also came to the conclusion that defining of the future of the work is a must. So that's why a lot of tools, like Alibaba's DingTac, WeChat, India Zoho, and all came into picture, and they took a new lease of life during this COVID period. And mobilizing sources at the speed and the scale. So it was not like, it can take anything, resources, it can take its own time. That was before COVID. But after COVID, the speed was reduced, the scale was increased. So mobilizing resources was a must, and government took a lot of measures in order to increase the speed and scale as well. And also, we also know that it is nowhere globalization, it has become regionalization. So whether it is a product you wanted to procure, people think about regionalization. So that is why a lot of manufacturing hubs like China, we also are able to think about in India itself. So having said all these things, you must be able to understand that entrepreneurship is the next big thing which is going to happen in India and across the globe. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the willingness to take risks and develop, organize and manage a business venture in a competitive global marketplace that is constantly evolving. Now, what I like most in this is entrepreneurship as a way of life. So people who are jumping or who are thinking about entrepreneurship, they very well know that it is completely a big risk they are taking it, but it is a calculated risk they are taking it. Okay, it's not an ordinary thing which they will be imagining themselves in. It is a way of life they have to adopt. There is no timing, there is no one to control, there is no masters, there is no supervisors, and they have to be from cleaner to the owner all in one. So how the peer pressures will be there, how the society will be seeing them, everything is so different than that of an ordinary, monthly earner. So entrepreneurship is completely a new way of life if a person is adopting for it. So let me stop this share because I wanted to show certain things in the PowerPoint, in the slideshow manner. So let me again share it and check it whether it comes in the PowerPoint. Shahnaz, can you just tell me whether you are able to see it in the slideshow?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, fine. That's good. Okay, so this is a way of life, entrepreneurship, and let us see. Can anyone tell me a difference between a businessman or an entrepreneur and an entrepreneur? Who can be called as a businessman? Anyone? The slide is showing who is businessman.
Businessman is like, it comes from generation, I guess. I don't know much, ma'am, but I think so.
Okay, fine.
They-
Shahnaz, I think you are able to see the screen with saying that who is a businessman.
No, ma'am.
You are not
There-
able to see that?
I have the screen on entrepreneurship.
See, I had certain things in slideshow. That is why I was just, One minute, 1 minute.
It's been visible now, ma'am. Who am I, businessman or entrepreneur? The slide is there, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Now, if I change it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So who is the businessman? You have given an answer saying that it might be a family related things. Let us see what is the explanation about it. A person who is engaging in carrying out any activity related to the commercial or industrial purposes, they are called as a business person. So this is basically originality of ideas, highly in demand, and they make huge profits. So this is the explanation which is given for a business person. He or she will be carrying out any activity related to the commercial and the industrial purposes. So then who are they called as entrepreneur? So this is again one more question which is popped up. Can anyone answer this? Who can be called as
Entrepreneur is a person who takes a problem, solves it, and makes profit out of that.
Okay, good. Okay, let us see who can be called as an entrepreneur. He or she is the person who conceives a unique idea. See, compared to this entrepreneur, business is a person who can take any activities already prevailing. This entrepreneur is who conceives a unique idea or concept to start an enterprise and brings it to the reality. So slightly there is a difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. So because of the unique idea the entrepreneur is able to conceive within themselves, they take a lot of risks and uncertainties. They are pioneers, innovators, leaders, and inventors. Like, you know, all these people, Bill Gates, Mark, Larry Page, and so on. They are all called as entrepreneurs because they have conceived a very unique idea, and they were holding that idea till they become a big business persons. Hope you are able to understand this. And for me, Dhirubhai Ambani's words, if you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to build their dreams, is very, very close to my heart, because he lived the life, based on these words. He said others also, see, you have a dream, you have to build yourself. If you don't build that idea within yourself, then what will happen is they will just hire you to build their dreams. So what a beautiful, the quote he was able to give it to entrepreneurs. I feel he is one of the best entrepreneur whom we can take it as a case study itself. I think you know about this person. Anybody? Any guesses? What is he famous for? Any idea? Okay, if nobody knows, let me open up and
The
tell you who
company
is. Yes, Geeta?
Godrej, ma'am.
Godrej company, yes. But how this person is known as the lockmaster of India. So he was able to just read, see the note actually, just read the newspaper that burglary rates in Bombay was very increasing, and the locks weren't working as well as they should be. So this particular news item made him to think that this is a business opportunity for him. And then started a research on lock making, and then you know how successful he was, and is also called as the lockmaster of India because of his Godrej company. And even now also, if you wanted to see anybody, whomever you ask, if you want to protect your money, your other things, you will go and buy only Godrej locks because of his that research which he has made it, and this idea, whatever he conceived, he was able to bring it to the market. And you must be knowing this person also, Verghese Kurian. I think you know him, I suppose, and everyone knows him. And what is about him especially? Verghese Kurian used his entrepreneurial skills to enrich not only himself but also entire India. He is known as the father of white revolution because he is the person who thought about making so many products in Amul. Especially, he was able to invent milk powder processed from buffalo milk rather than the cow milk. Okay, so you must be knowing about this. National Milk Day is for in order to remember him and his great achievements. On his birthday, we celebrate National Milk Day. So that is his idea conception of using the cow milk initially to various products and then moving on to the buffalo milk. You must be knowing him also, but not by his name, but his by products. He also protected many of our valuable things. Can anyone guess who is this person? Kailash Katkar?
Ma'am, the chief executive of Quick Heal.
Yeah, you must have come across Quick Heal because it is protecting your system, but how he got this idea. Born in a small village, Maharashtra, he worked all his way to top to the chairman and CEO of INR. Thanks for that, Gita. 200 crore business he is into, and Quick Heal is a must in every system. He and his brother started this antivirus, thinking about there is no perfect, protecting system in India in those days. So that is the biggest opportunity they were able to analyze, and they were able to think about having Quick Heal. Okay, so then you must be knowing about this person also. By just name, you wouldn't have known about this. Very great personality. And he has a very, very humble beginning. But you know about
Ma'am,
his
he is the
product.
founder of Nirma company, the Nirma washing powder.
Nirma company, and Google has helped you, or I don't know whether you know it, but whatever it is, your answer is correct. We know about by the name Nirma and not by his name, but his humble business is too good. If you see, he started his detergent powder business backyard in his house in Ahmedabad, and he started giving this powder door to door, whatever he has made it in hand. And initially, when everybody sold it at 13 per kg, his detergent powder sold for 3 kg, and it was called as the cheapest detergent. And we know how the Nirma jingle made it as one of the top detergent powder across India. Washing powder Nirma. Yes. So that is how he has made it. And you must be knowing about this person through TEDx talks. Bolas.
Padman.
Yes, he is a social entrepreneur, one of the best person who I had come across. In fact, he has also visited our organization, and I have to say that the way in which he has told one thing. See, this is the word he has told. When he denied the admit card in IIT, he said, "If IIT doesn't want me, I don't want IIT either." What a confidence! Even with all the organs working, we wouldn't have dared to tell this to IIT. Okay, so that is how his confidence level is. What he did, he was called in US, MIT itself, when he said that I have this talent, MIT called him, and he did his graduation there. He started his own company, Samannidhi, and through that, he was able to give Braille literacy, digital library, Braille printing press library, you call it, everything he achieved in very less period of time. So he is able to not only help himself, but help other visually challenged kids around Hyderabad. So that is how he came out with. See, all this had these people, when they started it, they stuck on to one particular idea. They felt there is an opportunity, and they were holding this idea and opportunity very strongly, and they started their beginnings very humbly. So every problem, there is an opportunity. Every problem is your opportunity as well. So that is how we have to think about these type of problems. Because when we see every problem as a problem, it remains as a problem. If we start thinking every problem as an opportunity, there lies a business idea. There is a hidden idea in every opportunity that we have to explore. So I have this picture for you in front of you. You are able to see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just go see these pictures and do let me know. I'll be asking few questions. You let me know that. Okay, this is a broad written area. You can see how it is. Next is, what is this? What is this? What you are able to see?
Piles
Sena?
of garbage, ma'am.
Garbage. Yeah, everywhere it's full of garbage. So filthy to look into. What is this? Very few are answering. Other people, please do answer me so that we can have a two-way communication. Yes? Who can answer this? What you are able to see this?
Child labor.
Child labor. Any other answer? Any other? Okay.
Ma'am, are those sugarcane thing?
Okay, okay. Some raw materials is there, so they are carrying that raw materials. They are living in a hilly region. There is no road transportation is there. The person or a kid or whomever is it had to travel on a very rough path. All this you can see it through this. And what is this? I cannot say
Traffic,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Traffic, ma'am.
traffic congestion. I can say this is a regular scene in Bangalore also. So this is how our roads look in. Okay. So all this you have been able to see. Do you think this is a problem?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
all four are problems. Okay. Now tell me, is there any opportunity lying in this?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is that? Which one you want to choose?
I would choose this child labor one, ma'am.
Okay, good, very good. Yes.
Instead of the boy, we can use machines or something like that, ma'am. For raw material, the kid is having a heavy load, so using machines, the kid can go to school and utilize his time
Okay, that raw material carrying, you are saying that can be a crane or any other method we can think about, even winch also. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So anything, okay, that can be used so that this particular problem can be tackled. So you were able to see some opportunity available for a person who has a creative knowledge, make use of this problem issue into an opportunity. That's what you wanted to say, Shanas?
Yes, ma'am, exactly.
Okay, good. So any other person want to try any other pictures or problems? Geeta, you answered very well before.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
in the garbage picture, it's full of plastics, ma'am, so we can recycle it.
Very good. Okay. This recycling. Okay. So you can have machines for recycling wet and dry waste and also any other electronic waste and so on. So that can be near the pit and so that the people can dump on it and there can segregation can happen. So that was also another opportunity. Same thing happened with our, Bangalore, one of the engineering college girl. And she was studying in engineering in RV College, very famous in Bangalore. So near her place, she saw such type of scene every day. Nivedita, her name is. It's a problem. It was a problem before for everyone. After that also it would have been a problem. But this girl saw an opportunity lying in this. She said that why I have to be just a spectator in seeing these filthy things every day. Let me use my engineering brains and I will find out an issue or solution for this problem. So she went every day. She went along with this truck loader till the site where it is dumped. So for 6 months, just imagine a girl, an engineering girl, okay, and the topper of the college, going every day along with the filth to the dump site and see that how this segregation happens. What other persons would have thought about this girl? They would have thought that she's a mad girl. First of all, she has rejected all the job offers which has come to her way. Correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, and her own family members, they were, thinking something about her that she has gone completely mad. because every day she is going to the trash site. All this was the thing. But again, some motivation here and there our parents were giving, that she is trying to do something. Let us give her some motivation. Her father was behind her, and her mentors in the college, they were behind her. So she was able to, along with the team of her own friends, she was able to come up with a company called TrashCon. If you can just go through it, she's a very famous TEDx talk speaker also. So now, what is the outcome of that? After so many, iterations, problems, issues, after starting a trash can, every other airports now has her trash can equipments. When you enter into Bangalore, this was the first place she has kept her, recycling unit, complete recycling unit, which is able to, I think, 2 tons of waste they are able to segregate using her machine now. Same way, every other airport, they are able to buy hers. I think Pune is also having one, Ahmedabad is also having one, and so on. Now, how this has happened? Every institution in Bangalore has her segregation unit. How this is happening? Because she was able to see this as an opportunity instead of the problem. Okay, so coming to this, you are able to see this brand broadband, right? Smartphones, MRIs. You are able to see all these things.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you see that world will be without these inventions?
It would be difficult, mom.
Yes, very good. So it will be difficult because you got used to the smartphones. Without smartphones, you cannot live. So that is the disruptive technology which has entered into our lives, and we are living with it. Like our food, we need our smartphones. MRI, without that, many of the things which we are not able to understand only what is happening within us. And say we're broadband. Now tell me, how the world would be without these inventions. I think if you don't know many of this, I would like to explain about this. Phone fingers was invented before because of, see, they had some problems in the fingers when they are touching the smartphones. So they started using this phone fingers in order to avoid the issues which is happening for the fingers, the pain and other things. Segway, you must have heard it. It is a person can stand on it and the transportation can happen with this Segway. Initially for the fun, it was invented, and later on they started using it as movement within the campus or as a limited area. Baby cage, it had a story of about World War II, wherein the children, they were not allowing the children to play in the ground, and they started inventing this baby cage to put the babies in the cage. Now tell me, how the world would be without these inventions?
Ma'am, nothing will be difficult without these things, because there are many people who don't use these things and
Very
still.
good. Excellent, excellent. Now you know the difference between how an invention should be. It should be used by many people. That is how it can be taken very good positions, even if the inventions are being made. If the inventions are like this, if it is useful only for very niche people, then it will not be of that useful for the community purpose. Okay. Now, every invention has evolved over the time. Based on what? Initially, something would have happened, but slowly the movement would have been based on the user's needs and the feedback given by the users. So the evolution of every product is happened over the time based on the user's experience and the feedback. So this is how the ideas evolve. Okay. So every ideas, we cannot say it will be a successful idea. Many of them fail as well. Can you just switch off your audio? Somebody has opened up. Yeah. So very few, like 1% of the business plans submitted to the VCs get funded. It means that you can also indirectly know that 1% means out of 100, only one idea is funded by VCs and angel investors, means that idea, they felt that it is going to be a successful idea. Rest of the 99 ideas, they wouldn't have felt that it is going to be a successful one. So failure rate is more for the ideas than the success rate. But it doesn't mean that whatever the idea we are saying might fall into the failing category. What you have to do is you have to think about an idea in such a manner that after doing a market analysis, after getting into the need of the others, if you are able to bring up with an idea, concrete idea, definitely the success rate will be higher only. Okay. So the admin, can you just mute everyone except me? Yeah.
Ma'am, you kindly unmute and talk, ma'am. I clicked on mute on.
Sorry.
Yes.
So so I wanted to tell admin that kindly mute others. So I muted myself. Okay, fine. So business failures led to the huge collateral damages. So that is why people think twice before they fund any of the businesses. And they also know that most of the businesses fail within the 2 years. All these are with respect to business I am talking about. So after that, I'll move on to lab related things later on, and especially institution related things. And see, ideas. See, whenever we are talking about ideas, whether it is starting, the idea can be from the individual, from the students, or anybody. So when the idea has to be very, very concrete idea, till the opportunity is being accepted by others, we not only the idea, it should be accepted by the customers, it should be accepted by the suppliers, facilities, and the stakeholders who is around them. Then only it will be a successful an idea. For this idea itself, before giving or saying to others, we need to get right kind of input from our own customers. We would have thought about these people would be buying our products. So they will be a potential customers for ourselves. So we need to talk to the customers. And we are using some raw materials. So we need to talk with the suppliers of the raw materials. So that empathy, feeling from their end will definitely make us think about a good idea for a problem. So with all this input, definitely we can think about our idea getting into the good shape. Now, how these ideas can be a better idea? So that is a question usually people will ask me. Ma'am, I have an idea. So I wanted to convert it to the product. I say, see, you have an idea, but do you know that that idea is a valid idea? It's a good idea, can be taken further and so on. They say, no, ma'am, when I saw this particular problem, I immediately thought this idea will be working out. Then I say, see, you have to do certain basic, analysis about your idea itself. I give them 5 Q Rubric. What is that 5 Q Rubric? That we need to know about it. See, this is called as 5 Q Rubric. It's a 5 questions rubric in elaborate. What is that 5 questions? You have to ask yourself, what important customer problem can you solve with this particular idea which came into your mind? That's very important question. Okay, you have to ask yourself because somebody else is going to ask you this question. So before they are asking you, you have to ask yourself what important customer problem you are solving based on this idea. Then the second question is, how are you going to do it? You have to elaborately think. There are a lot of stakes in this. So that's another one more interesting thing. So I give another presentation called Design Thinking and Innovation. So in that I talk more about this, how you are going to do it part. But here I'll stick on to only these things. The question you have to ask yourself is, how are you going to do it? So elaborate steps you have to write it about it. Then the third question is, how many customers are willing to buy from you? This is the first 100 customers if you are able to target on, or the first customer whom you are giving your product is able to get convinced about your product. Then your first step is clear. Your 100 customers, if you are able to convince, then you can be very sure that you are going to be there in the market. So the third question is, how many customers are you thinking that they will be willing to buy from you? That's an important thing for you. Then the fourth question is, why can only you provide the solution? See, this gives you a lot of opening about your own self, your confidence, and so on. Because if you have the skill, somebody told me, see, I am the only person who can give the solution. Why? That unique selling point about their own selves. That person might be very good in VR technologies, okay, AI related things. So if the person says, see, I am the one of the best person who can give the solution in AI, artificial intelligence. So that this solution is based on that AI. So I and my team can give the solution. That person will be so confident in answering this question. Same way, if a person has got a very good marketing person, very good marketing skills, the person will be able to say, see, I am having the capability of persuading this like anything. So I can convince any person in the earth. So that much, see, I have this track record. So that is why I feel that I can be giving the best solution for this problem. So that confidence will be able to give an answer as this question is asked. Then the fifth question is, how can you defend against the others? So already, people are there in the industry. It is not that every time you cannot say that I am the only one having the idea, I am the only one who can bring out the solution for this problem. There are n number of people. See, in a world, in 1 second, 9 people will be thinking about the same idea in 1 second. Just think about your idea being thought about by others in 1 hour. So many people are there across the world. The thing is, ideas comes and goes in many of your minds. But the problem is implementation. The ideas, how it is getting implemented. That particular gap only many people are not able to tackle. So if you are able to go till the implementation level from the idea, that is how you can defend the others. Otherwise, no, you will be among that so many lakhs of people with respect to the same idea. That is why I always tell my students, see, if you are able to have an idea, don't stop there. India doesn't have an idea protection, but US has got. But you cannot say that, because of the idea protection, I'm not able to save my idea. There is always other ways also. You can work on it. You can bring a 2D mapping or it or a 3D mapping, and that can be, you can protect it through the patenting. Okay. So this is how you can defend others also by that way. So these 5 Q rubrics is a must for you, and you should be able to answer. See, I have given certain things elaborate about this first idea itself, and 5 Q rubric, how you can answer yourself. And that is, it's the explanation I wanted to give. The question number is, what important customer problem is the first question I asked. And you have to see to it, you need to change somebody's behavior in order to buy your product. So that is how we have changed our behavior of when the Ola, Uber and all came into picture. Now we are not asking our car service provider to send us a car. One click of a button, Ola is there, Uber is there in our doorstep. So that is how our behavior has changed. That is how you have to do for your ideas as well. I wanted to talk about our one of our students' ideas, how it has got picturized and they captured this idea. So this is easy food done by our students, Anirudh Ganesh Nataraj, by a mentor of Dr. Anil Kumar. What they have done is, you must have seen this Jaipur leg. I think you are able to see this in the screen. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the thing. The only problem which they face in the Jaipur hotels, they cannot, get up easily. They cannot get up easily. And because this foot area, it is so rigid. So they have to, if you are able to getting up from the chair, you can feel that. We are pressing the foot area, we are giving the pressure on the foot area, and by that force only we are getting up from the seat. But it doesn't happen in the Jaipur foot because it is made in such a way that that ankle part doesn't, turn as per our needs. So these kits, they came out with this part, which can be kept inside the Jaipur foot based on the survey they made on these people. So they went to the hospital, they got the input from this prosthetic leg owners. What is the problem they are facing it? And after that, they have come up with this small instrument which we can keep it in the ankle area. Now they are able to go to the Jaipur Fort Association, so they are able to do the market survey. They took the market survey, they went to the Jaipur Fort, and they also experiment with this, with the patients also. They had given this this new Jaipur Fort with the ankle reflections, and they made 1 or 2 months. They had this with the patients, and they examined how it has been used and so on. They felt very easy, comfortable. So they are in talks with Jaipur Foot Association now. You know that how it has come to the shape now. Without, doing the market survey, without knowing other person's need, that's called as the empathy in simple words. If you are not able to feel the empathy of others, you will not be able to come up with the right kind of products. So this is an example for that, how they have taken it further on. The second question is how you are going to do it. It can be a product, distribution, location, technology, service as a brand. You can think about any of the business model, and then you can go ahead with that. The third question is how many customers you are willing to buy. So that depends on the market share, size, who will be the first customer, who will be your 10th, 100th, and so on. And the fourth question is why only you are providing, why you are so unique and so on, that you have to answer. So this is one example I wanted to again show it to you from our students' angle. Now what they have done is this is an assistive technology device for the special children. We were able to see, we take our students to various NGOs, and one such NGO has got the special children wherein they are visually impaired and also mentally impaired children. So they cannot say their needs to anybody. They will be just ideally in one place. If they wanted to go to, they want a food, they want to go to the restroom, they cannot say to anybody. They will be just sitting. So only thing is they can just move their hands here and there, and that two people will not be able to understand what they really need. So they have been given training with this instrument. The owners, they said, no, this for NGO owners, they said that, we need an instrument in such a manner that it can be fixed next to the students. They press the instruments whenever there is a need. So if you see this picture, they are able to have this 20 needs, immediate needs of these kids. They have to just press it so that the attendants, see, this is a place with 50 of such kids. We have distributed 50 kids near to those children, and it has been fixed near to the children. So just have to press it. And the attender who is there somewhere, they will be able to get the flashlights like this, and people will be able to get to know which kid is in need of which type of needs. So they go, they do such type of work for the kids. So it can be a lighting, or it can be food, it can be taking to the restroom, whatever it is, dress, changing the dress. So they have to play the songs for them and so on. So this particular device we have designed and we have given to many of the NGOs here in Bangalore. Okay, so fifth question is how you can defend others. That also based on a patent. That's what I have told, patent and other things. One smart things which we have come up with is this laser induced music system, which I want to answer this as the fifth question answer. See, this is a question, this is a problem which our musicians came out with. So we have a bunch of musicians in our campus. They said, when it comes to the string instruments, we are not in the position to teach our kids. Means they are running music schools. And they said that in the music schools, they come, they start the learning in the music, veena, violin, and so on. They are the string instruments. But what happens is, we are not able to take them to the next level because they feel so much pain in their fingers. They are not able to continue the training of the string instruments. They are leaving this, training in middle itself. So we wanted to come up with something very different, and that too for kids related, to kindle the kids' interest. So we came up with this laser-induced music system, wherein the lasers which you are able to see produces all the 7 ragas, pitches, and so on. You cannot see anything in this box, within the box, but there is a laser which is passing on in this. So when you just keep your fingers on this, cut the lasers, you will be able to produce any of the string instruments. So there is a device here. It can change from veena to violin to, any other string is mandolin and so on. So that instruments like a toy, people can learn, get the interest and then switch on to the original instruments. So this is one thing which we have come up with and we patented this. And the second one is the smart faucet. Any faucet for that matter, we are not altering the entire sink and the faucet in the sink. See, if you wanted to become if you want to turn an ordinary faucet into a smart faucet, there are a lot of constructional things are to be there. But with this patentable technology, we can just attach any tap, we can convert it into smart taps, smart faucets. So that's the patented technology which we have given it to our students, and our students were able to think these ideas, having the empathy of the users, and then they have caught up with. So I can definitely say for this fifth question, they have this, defend, that is they have the patent and that is how they can defend others. Okay, so food for the thoughts is, if you are able to see these companies, this is another one more big thing. All these are products related, I have told you. When it comes to this, Amway, have you heard about this Amway, IKEA and all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Amway, how many posters you have seen it? How many, what do you call it as, what is that called as? You can see the big hoardings and all there, hoardings. You have seen Amway hoarding somewhere on the way to your college? You have seen promotions of Amway?
Yes, ma'am.
Amway promotions?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
On television and on the big roads, ma'am.
Big roads, Amway is there?
Yes, ma'am, like big
Okay.
posters.
IKEA, how many posters? No, not like any other things, like your car, like your regular commercial things. I don't think Amway has got such huge budget exclusively for their marketing things.
Ma'am, they do have, ma'am. I guess there is TV, television.
Correct. Not like your automobile industry, not like your, home products industry and so on. Might be now slightly they have changed it, but before there was no promotions for Amway. It was only word of mouth. And it is like a snowball sampling from one person to other persons. Whoever is using that Amway, they have been taking as a promotional products for their company. Why I have told this is a super business model people have thought about. These companies, they divert their marketing and other things to the users itself, to the customers itself. Like if you see that Modi Care and all, they never have such huge budgets for marketing, but they are diverting their marketing budget into the consumers itself. So they give, if your product is bought for 1,000 rupees, they give 10% of, the consumer's product, whatever they have purchased for the consumer itself as a reductions. So that is how they try to, convince their customers. This is another business model what I want to talk about. So there are various business models which we have come across. This is called as business model canvas. If anybody wants to start a business, they have to just clear this 9 blocks of business model. It's called as BMC. They have to be very clear with the key activities, value propositions which they are giving to the customers, how they wanted to be having the customer relationship, and the channels which they are moving across to reach the customers, what are the segments they have as a customers, cost structures. All this, if they are very clear, as per Rex Osterwalder, if they are very clear, if they are able to like this, if they are very clear, for example, if you see that Intel is very, very clear about their key partners, whom they have to combine with. And Gillette is very, very, very clear about the customer relationships. They give a lot many importance for this customer relationships. Dell, the channel to reach the customers, they are very clear. Revenue streams, Google, that is why they start from A to Z. All type of things are there in Google. So they are very particular about the revenue streams in which they are getting it. So everything, if a company is into, they will look into how they have to have the businesses at the right point. So they stick on to it. So it's a very important thing for them. Okay. So this is a very simple business model framework which every business have to be thinking about. So in conclusion, there is not a single business model, but there are really a lot of opportunities and a lot of options that we have to just discover all of them. So like how these people are doing, we have to think about where the business is lying. We have to just keep digging on it so that we discover the best. And the last one, which I want to touch upon before going into the real thing, which we are going to talk about today, is business planning. As per George, he says, those who fail to plan to fail. So planning is a must. If you're not planning properly, definitely there is a failure in the future. So business planning is a must. What is a business planning? There's a lot of steps in business planning, which I'm not going to go in deep, but business planning is a must. We need to do the business planning before we start any businesses. Starting from defining the purpose to informations, rough sketch and the rough draft, final analysis, finishing touches and reviewing the business plan. Every business owners, they would have come across all these steps in detail. So outline of the business plans runs the analysis for the investors as well. Now the connecting the dots, I have talked about the opportunities. I've talked about the prototype, how it has to be developed with 5 Qs. And then the business model I've talked about. I've talked about the business plan evaluations and other things to the steps which we are trying to bring in. The last one is the funding options, which people look into. Okay, so this is all initial things which you need to know about the entrepreneurship. Now I'm going to talk about your thing, that is transfer of technology from lab to commercial manufacturing. See, first of all, for coming into this particular topic, we need to understand that when we are trying to do something in the lab, the ideas and other things which we are trying to frame it, usually what we do is we try to get it from Google Masters. That Google Master will say, this is what you have to do it. You have already the YouTube, which is already there, step-by-step process. You do the same thing and you say that I have caught it with the product, but it should not be there. Okay. So I always tell my students that if you are bringing out, see, we are also funding. In fact, we give up to 2.5 lakhs per idea here in campus through DST, Department of Science and Technology. If the students have to get the 2.5 lakhs, simply just like that, I cannot give them. So I tell that whatever you are trying to produce in the lab, you should have a background. You should be able to give a prototype from your cost only. So I will not give any funding for that. They have to compete with others. They have to prove that they have something very great idea, which is converted into a simple project. They have to prove it. I will bring, outside entrepreneurs, technicians, and so on to test their knowledge of, product. So if they are able to prove, then only we will be able to give them 2.5 lakhs. So it's not that easy to convince other persons to give the funding. So that we need to understand first. So from ideas, R&D happens. From R&D, technology comes into picture. Then it gets the transformation of certain things like prototype, it is called as, and then it is converted into a product. This is a bigger process which is there in this from idea to conversion to product. Okay. So the transfer of technology, new technology from universities and research institutions, they do a lot of things. I have to thank the many persons for giving this, technology transfer things. The way in which they have taken this particular ideas to technology transfer, I really liked it. Especially, I have to thank Mishra sir for giving this particular idea for me. So technology transfer is a process for sharing the skills, knowledge, and the technologies which we are trying to build in for manufacturing and the facilities. So that's the explanation which is given by Wikipedia. And usually the technology transfers, there are certain organizations, they do this, especially government help and from other institutions which is specialized in this technology transfers. They help many people for this technology transfers. What is exactly technology transfers? We would have already have certain products, some knowledge we would have developed, some prototype we would have had it, and that has to be given to the right kind of people because we are not in the process of production. So we will be transferring whatever we have acquired so far to other people so that they can use it. So in this transaction, some amount has been transferred also, so that both the parties are feeling win-win situations. Okay, so that is what is technology transfers. So in the level of technology, how it will be? So in the level of technology, when you see this, it starts from the lesser level during the internal skills and experience. Means within the organization, if we are trying to have this, it will be very less, the level of technology and so on. When the time passes on, it can be taken to the next level, and an industry comes into picture. And from the lab, you can just take the industry experts' opinion also, so that you can produce a prototype out of it. And then you can think about taking it to the outside world. So here the globally competitive product will be out. So the level of technology from here to here, it keeps on increasing when you are outside to the world. So this is what they call it as the bridging the gap. Here the academia comes into picture. If somebody is thinking about having the ideas within themselves, they will be in this phase. If they wanted to take it to the market, they have to take, or they can think about industry association to take it to the outside world. Here we can talk about 9 different technology readiness levels. Technology readiness means starting from basic research to the commercial deployment, there are various levels. Each is divided into three zones. Okay. So what is this happening here? When you see this, basic research, technology applications, technology feasibility demonstrations, all it is done with the help of the lab. Means within the organization, within the institutions, people can use the testing, retestings and other things within the lab to come to the proof of concept. So by this 3 levels, they will be able to know, at least know whatever they have thought, it can be made into a prototype. Then comes the next process. Here what happens when the time goes on, we will be moving on to the next scale, lab development, scale development and the technology development. This is the fifth phase of TRL. Here what happens, this is a process development from pre-pilot. Now what happens in this level? We will be able to show it to others. We will be able to show it to the users, whether this is in the proper form or not and so on. So here pre-pilot testings will be done in this phase. And then the technology development happens in such a manner that even we have the confidence in showing to the third party. Then what happens here? Here we are trying to see validated demonstration. Here real market testings, not only for one product or one user, we are trying to give it for multiple users here, so that we are able to have the pilot scale into larger manner. Then commercial transactions comes into picture. 1 or 2 users are buying our product. That is 7th level. Okay, so that we are able to see to it that people are started buying our product. Then commercial demonstrations. You are going for various events. You are trying to say that these have some customers, users levels. You have some testimonials, reviews. So you are trying to give a demonstration to the outside world that I have proven myself. My idea is being able to take it to the users level. Then the last phase is only commercial deployment, wherein you are applying, or the persons whoever is trying to figure it out whether it can reach the outside world through investors and angel investors and so on. That is the last level, TRL 9. So I think you are able to understand how this TRL works from 1 to 9. If you have not started it, or if you are in the middle, you must be in this level. So we are in this 5th or 6th level in most of our product categories, project categories. So few we have already started. We are in the 9 also, TRL 9. So that is how I say TRL is very important in many things now. And MHRD is assessing the institutions based on the TRL levels. Okay. So opportunity for technology transfers. Initially, what happens and the growth behavior, it is an invention phase. Many of them will be stuck here only. Then explosive growth phase will be there, and then maturity phase. So moving on to this, behavior also changes accordingly. It will be very less change in the behavior, and slowly they will be able to accept the change in the market. So usually what happens between this TRL and the industries and academia is, this is the example for this. Science, whatever we are doing within the organization, within the campus, academia is here. Industry, whatever the needs is something very, very different they have. So there is a complete gap between these two. This is called as death valley. Now what happens is here they cannot move here completely. That is, this is a scenario in India. What we talk is industry academia collaboration. It is not happening much in the organizations and in academias. The death valley is more only, gap is more only, even though we say we are minimizing the gap. How to reduce it? It's basically, if we wanted to reduce the gap, we have to bring in certain agencies, private sectors, government universities to combine themselves into various readiness levels. As I said before, we are in 4, 5, 6 in many of our products. Because of this only, see, you can see the death valley. Many of the products which we are trying to figure it out, even though we are getting it from the private sectors, the input, by the time we produce it in our universities, in our colleges, what happens is the private sector would have already approached third party. They would have had the products in their hand. They don't have time. I can understand the private sectors. They don't have the time. They would have got the product ready within no time. But here what happens, we are bound for various other things like students, time period, examinations, funding, and so on. So that is why the universities, though we say that we will be able to give the product as per the needs of the industries, when it comes out, we are not in the position to give the right time at the right time to the private sectors. So this is where the problem lies in between the academia and the industries. So if it is to be properly channelized, then I think many of this product from the industry, from the academia can be transferred to the industries. Okay, when you see this, there are various models. We can start with in-house. What will happen is all the capabilities we are having within the organization. So 100 plus 0 is from the outside world. We can have a collaborative, that is 50-50%. 150 we can have from our academics, and the next partnering can be from the industry. And many of the products which I am doing it is, I will ask the industry to combine our students. The students will go to their industry. They will sit with them like an intern also. They will be working. At the end, we will have the product, and it is 50-50 between the industry and our college. And in licensing, tech observation is also there. What happens is, here industry will give entire product related things. They will give the money, they will give the materials, everything. Our students have to just do what they are saying. That also we tried it. It is 0 plus 100 from their industry itself. That is in tech, in licensing tech observations. Out licensing is, we develop everything, our own people's ideas, our own thing, everything, and it has been just transferred it to themselves. This is called technology transfer, out licensing. So that also has happened in our organizations, but it is very, very limited. This last phase is very limited. Even in IITs, it's very limited. So who are the persons whom we can get the help? We can get the help from National Research Development Corporations. Okay, they will be helping us in streamlining these things, because what we talk about R&D, universities, individual mentors, NGOs, all these things are lying in one place. And when we see the other end, entrepreneurs, startups, and those many people are there. So to bridge the gap, NRDC comes into picture, and they take care of this technology transfer. They have the incubation services also. They have licensing, how it has to be done. Every other gamut of technology transfers, they will be able to handle it. Its only thing is, we have to have an MOU with them. Institutions, if we are having an MOU with them, they will take care of. But we have to be very sure about what we are trying to give it to them in turn, and how the MOU, is it 50-50, or what is the terminologies which we are going to give it to NRDC, and in turn to the other companies, that we have to be very sure in the initial phase itself. So we are also having a tie-up with NRDC here, and in Chennai also they are doing a lot of work in ocean technologies, and I think we will see some of the things how it has been done here in Chennai as well. Okay, so this R&D institutions, they will be, again, one more thing as well, CSIR, Council for Scientific Industrial Research, they also will be able to see to it that they help the academia to reach the markets. And they also help, you can have a tie-up with the CSIR as well. So they also help academicians to enter into the industry through technology transfers. I have told you, this NRDC has facilitated the commercialization of 2 technologies developed by Indian National Institute of Ocean Technology, and I think it is related to cleaning of oceans and other things. And they have got a patent, and they don't know what to need to do with the patenting, what they have got it. So they approached this NRDC, and they have converted and they have given to the concerned industry after doing this technology transfers. And if you see this, IIHR is another institutions. They have also used this, how they have partnered with NRDC. You know that many people, they mint crores of rupees by just having this technology transfers. This is public partnership to NRDC can be happening. Other than that, Krishi Vidya Kendras also will be helping us, to do this technology transfers. When you have related to the biotechnology, agriculture, engineering, any science related things, you can approach these organizations. Now, if you see this number of licenses, how many technologies they have transferred to many companies, these are some of the things, and they have given this. And if you see this, these are the technologies which has been given to other companies, and they have commercialized also, and they have licensed also. These are examples: animal feed block making machines, power windmar, and so on, vegetable grinders. So many things are there in the industries nowadays. So that and all has been technology transferred. So I wanted to give a glimpse about the startups in our college. I think the link will work. Let me check it out. You tell me whether you are able to see. Are you able to see the Word file?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Just a minute. You're able to see now?
No, ma'am. Yes, now it is visible.
Now it's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have been able to sanction till date. Now again, 4 days back, I have received another funding of 60 lakhs. This is before that. Number of sanctioned projects is 65. Beneficiary students is 227 students so far got benefited. And the total funding section was 2 crores to 87 lakhs. We have been able to get the funding, and funding released so far is 1 crore 67 lakhs 50,000. And projects completed, 55 projects, prototypes we have in the campus. And we have patent filed is 14, and number of companies set up is 6, out of which I have started my own companies also in campus. So this is our the dashboard about Newgen IDC grants which you have got it. And then Five Q Works Private Limited, if you just Google it, you can just see this company. And this is started when they were in the 2nd year of their engineering. And Shreyas Ritan is the owner of this companies, and they started very, in a competition they started there initially, and then now the achievements is leaps and bounds, and they are in all, newspapers and so on. These people, they have got incubated at the IMB also. These are some of the machines they do produce. They are the manufacturers of 3D printing. So initially they started with this, you can see the hand here. They started with this prosthetic hand 3D printing. They set this hands to the amputated people of army. And then
Only Word document is visible, ma'am.
What is that? I'm not able to hear. What is that?
Only the Word document is visible to us.
Yeah, I'm showing the Word document. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are able to see the machines, right? Which I am showing it here.
No, ma'am, that's what I'm asking.
Sudha ma'am, I'm not able to hear you.
Only we are able to see that Word document, ma'am. Yes. The dashboard, and I think iCube Works Private Limited. Only that.
iCube Works, you are able to see the 2nd page, Hindustan Times, right?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh, but just a minute. Now?
No, ma'am. Only the first 2 pages we can.
1 minute.
Now it is visible, ma'am. Yes.
1 minute. I'll just share once again so that it is visible.
Yes.
Now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Okay. So Hindustan Times, if you see that they are in all the newspapers, wherever they are going, they are there in the newspapers. And these are the products they have produced. They have produced, you know, they have 52 products like this, and they are being able to supply for Army, Indian Army, Navy, BAR, ISRO, all the, you know, public, you know, companies, you call it in India. Every other things, they have their missions. You might be asking, why Army? So Army is producing guns basically with these missions. So that is how our you know, company has grown from, you know, participating in small competitions like this to you know, entering into all the major public domains in India. So they are like this only now. They are just 24 years. So they have been able to you know, now they have been incubated by Maruti also, Maruti Suzuki. You can see Maruti cars coming up with their accessories now. So they are the vendors for Maruti Suzuki now. So this is how they have stick on to one idea, and they found there is an opportunity, and they are now in this position. Okay, and the second one is Switchcase Technologies. So this is another company. Same way they have started here and there participating in competitions, and then the Switchcase, the brainchild Brahma founder, he has got a patent in his name at the age of 20. He has got his own patent, and he is now, even though he is an employer of Infosys, he running the company side by side, and now he has applied for one more patent. He has been incubated at IISc as well. And this is the two founders of Switchcase Technologies. This is the small prototype which has been tested, market tested in IISc now. This is about balance made. He is into the health sector, so I cannot reveal much of it because it is in the patent process. So I cannot reveal much of this particular product. So WeTrike Technologies is a four-wheeler industry which we are into. And that's what I said, NS, National Research and Development Center, we are there. This founder, Raghuveer, he has found this, and his design has been accepted, and NRDC is given 25 lakhs to upgrade his product now. So they have also patented their technology, the fuzzy logic which they have used it here. This is the car which they have produced, and the front is two wheels they have, the back wheel is single wheeler for avoiding the toppling effect of the four-wheelers. Tedoro Technologies is completely into what is that, web-related services. So they have found their company here, but now they are in US, completely working on various technologies in US. So this is about our startup companies. And apart from that, two of our faculties are also having the companies. Just a moment. Yeah. So this is about our startups companies glimpse. So conclusions, when you are moving into the entrepreneurship field, especially I wanted to tell this to colleges, involve industry during your project formulation and implementation itself in order to mitigate the value of death. And also interaction with the industries on technology transfers, it's a must. And incubation centers, you have to have it. And more number of training awareness through workshops, skill developments, like, NTTF and other people will be able to help you out. Those people you can get the tie-up with, so that it becomes very easy for you to move ahead in the innovations. Okay, thank you. Hope I'm able to give some knowledge today.
Really, it is very interesting, Mama. Actually, you made it very clear, and it's very interesting also by seeing the real-time examples instead of only theoretical portion.
Thank you. Students, how about you? You are able to understand certain things, how to take your ideas to the next level? Students are there, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Hope
Can
you
I?
are- Yes.
Thank you for breaking, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you for breaking the ideas and knowledges, ma'am, and for giving us the opportunity to know more about the technologies and the entrepreneurship. I hope we'll become a future entrepreneurs for sure, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I would like to thank our chief guest for this session.
Girls, is there anyone who want to give their feedbacks and ideas among amidst us? Girls?
Dear participants, if you have any queries, kindly ask, unmute and talk, or else you can type in chat box, ma'am. Dear participants, or if anyone want to say any words or any suggestion.
See, this is a problem with our students only. Initially, they will not ask anything, but later on, now they will be calling, they will be messaging me, they will be asking so many questions. That's okay. I have given my phone number as well. This is my WhatsApp number as well. You can take it.
I think your content is very clear, ma'am. They don't have any doubts.
Oh, that's another way of interesting way
Yes.
of telling. Thanks, Sudha.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, if our ideas and are out of the box and we have been selected, would you take us and would you give the funding and all that?
See, at present, we are in the IDC funding. This is a new gen IDC funding exclusively for our students alone. But when we go for the next funding, like TB funding and other things, naturally we can take the people from outside. At present, we don't have the facilities, but we will surely be next year, we are planning for it. I think you can explore the similar kind of opportunities available nearby to you. So SRM has got similar kind of things. Many other colleges in Chennai, they have these facilities. Incubation facilities, you can approach them. You have to submit your idea, they have to evaluate your idea, and they will be able to give the funding accordingly.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank our chief guest who honored this session with the inspiration thought. So with that, is anyone interested to give a takeaway from the session? Girls, is anyone interested to take away from this session about some thoughts?
Girls, what is your takeaway from this session? Can anybody give it?
So in the chat box, they are giving thank you, ma'am, and so on. I think they are not able to unmute and they are not able to talk about it. But I am able to see that in the chat box.
Okay. Now I call upon Ms. Yamman Shinas to propose the vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Can I, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
On this wonderful juncture, it's my privilege to propose the oath of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty for giving this day. I would render my heartfelt thanks to our resource person, Dr. L. Vijayashree ma'am, and accepting our invite and despite of your busy schedule. I would like to thank our management, Honorable Correspondent Sir, Shri Gukilam Ramesh, our Principal Ma'am, Dr. T. Mohanashri, our Vice Principal Ma'am, Dr. P.B. Vanita, and Dr. Nathpinay Ma'am, our Academic Vice Principal, and also I thank our Head of the Department, Dr. A. Sudha Ramkumar Ma'am, and all the department faculties for final thanks to our participants who have made this event a grand success. And I also thank IQAC, IIC, Principal Mr. M. Sumati ma'am for to be the president of IQAC. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving this opportunity for me to propose the oath of thanks. It was a great day, and thank you for the knowledges you given, ma'am. And thank you. We would become a future entrepreneurs for sure, and I hope our ideas would change this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Shanaz. I request all the participants to turn on your camera for the photo session.
Thank you, Sudha ma'am. Thank you, Maithili, for inviting me once again, and the members of management and the students patiently listening for my speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I request all the participants to fill the feedback form.
Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for accepting our invite, ma'am.
I'm leaving. Thank you so much, Sudha ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Those who have completed the form can leave the meeting.